Hello, 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 everybody out there. It's Root Beer, and I thought I'd start another math contest. If you just joined me for the first time, what we're going to be going through is a math contest in this series of videos. Specifically, we're going to be covering the Grade 7 Gauss competition put out by the University of Waterloo. Okay, so this is aimed at a Grade 7 level of mathematics, although younger people are encouraged to try and write them. This is, as of recording, the youngest contest that Waterloo puts out. And it's called the Gauss. There's also a Grade 8 contest called the Gauss, written at the same time, but that's aimed at Grade 8 level mathematics. Okay, so I'll be doing the 2003 Grade 8 Gauss as well, but right now in this set of videos, we're just going to be doing the 2003 Grade 7 Gauss. And we're going to be doing each question. Each question is going to get its own video. And there are 25 multiple choice questions on this competition. And if you'd like a copy of this contest, you can click the link in the description. It will take you to the University of Waterloo website that actually has all their past competitions. And you can navigate there to the section that says Grade 7 Gauss, and you can click on the 2003 and download a copy of the file. It's the exact same file I have right here. And try this contest out before reading their solutions, which are on the same page, or watching my videos and seeing my solutions. Okay? I might go through something a little differently, or I might be able to do something you can't. But try a question, figure out where you're stumbling, where your gap in knowledge is, and then and then you can try and learn. But practice makes perfect, so you should always do these questions, attempt them ahead of time. Okay? With that said, let's jump right into it. We're just going to handle question number 1 on this video. So we have question number 1 in part A. So a correct answer here is going to be worth 5 marks. Whole contest is out of 150. All right. So question number 1, 3.26 times 1.5 equals, and we have our 5 choices of answer here. All right. So one thing to note with these contests is calculators are permitted. Another important thing to know is you only have 1 hour, and that's okay. But calculators are definitely permitted in these competitions. So what we can do is we can grab our calculator and work this out. So I just do 3.26 times 1.5, and that's exactly what they asked me for. And I get 4.89. And I take a look. Well, that is one of my answers here. 4.89 is B. All right. But suppose I forgot my calculator. How would I go about doing this? Well, we have to multiply 2 numbers here, 2 decimal numbers. Okay? So how do we need to try and remember, how do we multiply decimals? Well, I multiply, if I'm stuck multiplying out decimals without a calculator, I just pretend that the decimals aren't really here. And I just write it as though it were a regular multiplication by hand. I'm going to ignore the decimals for now. I'm going to add them back in later. Okay? So I treat this as normal multiplication. 5 times 6, that's 30. So we bring a 3 over here. 5 times 2 is 10, plus the 3, that's 13. Carry the 1. 5 times 3 is 15, add 1, and that gives me 16. Okay? Now we move over to the 1. We put a 0 here, because we've shifted over. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 3 is going to be 3. Now that I've multiplied them out individually with their digits, I add them up. So I get 0 here. I get 9. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then finally a 4. And this looks like one of the answers that we were given right here on the end, E, 4890. But I haven't added in my decimals yet. So I count how many digits are to the right of each decimal. Okay. Well, I've got 2 digits to the right of the decimal here. Got 1 digit to the right of the decimal here. So I figure out how many digits are to the right of each decimal, and I add that up. And on my answer, I put my decimal point here, and I shift him 3 places. Okay? So that's how I multiply decimals. You might have learned a different technique. But if you're stuck without a calculator, it's important to be able to use whatever by hand techniques you've got. So I have an answer of 4.89. We don't usually write the final zero. So 4.89, I take a look. Is that one of my answers? Well, yeah, it's B. So we would bubble in B if we were doing this contest for real. They really give you a nice little bubble sheet. You bubble your answer in pencil, so you can get all 25 questions on there, and they run it through a Scantron. It marks everything really quickly. Great turnaround on these competitions. But that does it for question number 1. Whether you did it by calculator or were able to do it by hand, either similar to my way of doing it or you have your own way of doing it, that's fine too. You were able to get an answer here, 4.89. So that's question number 1 on the grade 7 Gauss from the year 2003. We're going to take a look at question number 2, but we'll do that in the next video. Okay? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.